Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about this video that Apostle Tahar was watching. It was going into how, as this title says, GMS is number 6 on America's largest hate group. Then he says, I wonder who put this list together, when it's none other than Esau Edom, the accuser of thy brethren, who is going to try to discredit us and do defamation onto us so that we look like the bad guys in this situation. He's always going to try to gaslight the situation, control the narrative, and to make us, especially here in Great Millstone, who are the real Hebrew Israelites, who are calling for the Lord's elect that are scattered throughout the nations of the earth, but it's mainly you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, because the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans go back to the nation of Israel. And this calling right here is only for a few, and that the ones who are going to hear are going to obtain it, and they're going to join unto us and be ready, basically, for this wedding when Yahweh Shai returns. And it doesn't matter what Esau Edom tries to depict us as. The fact that Yahweh Shai and his blood is over us, we're going to be protected, no matter what this devil tries to do. And the scriptures lay out the prophecy of how this is going to play out. It even gives us instruction. One of the instructions is that we're not supposed to have the ministry be blamed. So none of us in GMS are chaotic terrorist group people where we're just going around planning firebombing or whatever. But just as this devil doesn't change, this is what he was doing back in the Greco-Roman era. I believe it was Nero who said that it was the so-called Christians, the Hebrew Israelites at that time, that they burnt down a lot of places in Rome so that they were able to persecute the nation of Israel. And that's just the same thing that he's going to try to do. Make us look bad and depict us as the worst thing going. And the scriptures already spoke about this. Yahweh Shai himself was persecuted, and he was sent up to the governors. Pontius Pilate was there when basically his sentence was being spoke to him. And that same thing, that same circumstance may befall you, those who are hearing these things. And as the scripture says, that some of us will taste of death, some of us will be put into like these FEMA camps and into the prisons. But you have to remember that this is all for a trial and a test of your faith. Whithersoever you're taken and however the predicament is, you still have to rely on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even if Esau Edom ties you up and throws you into a burning furnace, you have to remember and recount what happened in the scriptures when those things befell the men of the Lord. And I have here on the bottom here the suggested video by GMS Dedication, and the video's title is "The Angels Are Protecting Us," and that's something that you have to consider. You have to consider that the angels encamp around about those who fear Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So really, we shouldn't fear what Esau Edom is able to do. Rather fear him who's able to kill both body and soul, not Esau Edom who's just able to kill the body. He's low level. But I'm gonna read this starting here in actually I'll start this in Psalms 37 and Psalms 34 and 7. The angel of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, encampeth round about them that fear him, and deliver them. And what's going to take place in these coming days is going to be a great deliverance for the hopeful elect, those who fear Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and keep his commandments. One of those commandments is that we're not supposed to have blame brought to the ministry. So even though Esau Edom is trying to depict us as the villains, we're going to be blameless in this situation. So I'm going to read this here in Matthew 10 and 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. And this is why we're training, we're reading the scriptures, and we're basically able to discern the Spirit, because at this moment, the Spirit has to maneuver through you and how to conduct yourself. This is not of our own will. This is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So you have to let the Spirit run its course in these situations if they were to befall you. And because these things happen to Yahweh Shai, so it's gonna most likely happen to us in this ministry. I don't know how it's gonna really play out, but the fact that it's laying us these how to situations, you have to account for all these things. So if like Esau Edom, like I said before, if he throws you into like a pit of fire, you have to remember what was written in the book of Daniel. If he puts you in the FEMA camps for 10 days or 100 days, you have to remember to keep your faith and patience. And if you're brought up to the council because you're arrested for being affiliated with these so-called hate groups, which is number 6 on their list, you watch this video, the best thing to do is really to just hunker down and watch these videos. Put your hand on the plow and don't let go. Don't look back, because it's worse for you if you let go. So it's really, this is the best case scenario, because if you're watching these videos, it's because you're being called, and now you have to have your patience tested. But in these situations, if they were to happen to you, you have to remember what the scriptures say. So I'm going to read from verse 18 again. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brothers shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And you're going to see that the love of many is going to wax cold, especially those amongst the family. Yahushua said that he's come here to send I forgot how the scripture goes, but the family members are going to start to be separated. He came to bring division, and especially in the family members, because if your family members aren't with this, they don't have the faith of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. They're basically considered like Lot's wife. Looking back into Sodom and Gomorrah, therefore the hedge of protection was taken from her, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. And you have to consider that some of your family members may go against you for Yahweh Shai's testimony, but you have to understand, what the scriptures say, remember Lot's wife. You can't take that to heart. So this verse 20 says, For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for not my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. And that's what you have to do. No matter what situation you're brought up upon, what comes up after you or towards you, whether it be being thrown into a furnace of fire, a den of hungry lions, whatever it may be, you have to remember the scriptures. So I'm going to read this in John 15:20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. And with this whole, we're being on a list that's a group of most hateful group. That's what they were showing on the Fox News. We're the most hateful group in America. When really all we're doing is reading the scriptures, and really this is healing the nation. But because this is going up against Esau Edom's regime, this word is powerful and it's breaking strongholds. This is a spiritual warfare. Where it's not like a carnal thing. When we're saying these things, the word, the spirit, is sharper than any two-edged sword, and that's why Esau Edom is mad. You can't recover from the cut of a spirit or when the scriptures are speaking. That's something that's going to leave wounds indefinitely. And so when we're reading these things, you have to remember to arm yourselves up likewise. Keep prayer up, and also constantly endure. read these scriptures so that if and when these situations befall you, you know how to conduct yourself, that you know how to move in the Spirit, speak in the Spirit. So this is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things. Because like I just read, we only fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. If we fear other things, then the angels aren't going to protect us. That fear is required. And so it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So some of us are going to befall that situation and predicament where we're going to be put into prisons for 10 days. And you have to be faithful unto death. That's what the Lord is requiring. That's what he's asking. That's what he's demanding of his servants. Because we're no greater than the master. And Yahweh Shai, he went through all these things. So you have to arm yourselves likewise. So I'm going to read this here in Matthew 5 and 10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. So whatever situation befalls you, you have to remember that you're blessed because you're going through those things. It says that, we're being purged in the furnace of affliction so that we can become that golden wedge of Ophir, so that we're being made pure. So any type of persecution or chastisements or whatever it may be, just understand that that's a purging process that you're going through, that you're in that furnace of affliction, and that you're blessed for the fact that you're going through those things. It's supposed to uplift you when you're going through those things, because no chastisement in the moment seemeth glad and joyous. But when you're going through it, you have to have these in your mind so that you're able to endure through those things. So it said, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. And you best believe that they're going to come up against us with false accusations, because all we're really doing is being pilgrims in this place, and giving up one of our days of the week so that we can go into the highways and hedges and do the Lord's work, which is calling to the hopeful elect. But they're going to try to depict us as these evil people that need to be put away. But we're doing this for Yahweh Shai's namesake. In verse 12 it says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So as the scriptures were written aforetime for our learning, we're seeing what the prophets of before went through, and we're going to go through those because we want to be a part of that deliverance. We want to be numbered amongst the elect who are delivered, and part of that means that you're going to have to go through persecutions. We're going to go through chastisements and afflictions. And the last precept I want to read here is Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. So as like I was saying, some of us are going to be cast into prison. Some of us are going to, give up the spirit for the names of Yahweh Shai. They're going to bring out the guillotine because you watched a few of these GMS videos. So, why not go in all in this ministry if that's going to be the outcome that Esau Edom wants for us? But as it says that some of those are going to be beheaded, continuing on from here, it says, beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. So that's what we have to remember. Have that vision in our mind, just as it says more so in Revelation 2 and 10, that you have to be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So always have that crown in your mindset, in your vision, so that you know what you're in this race for and what you're contending for, so that we can reign with Yahweh Shai as those who are crowned with him. The elect, 144,000, who are standing stiffly for his name. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rachak Wadash, Shalom Akim.